Guess who's back? Hi, this is Sierra and this is Reading Arsenal. This past summer I went on a trip with my boyfriend to England and Scotland. I also got quite a few books. It was probably one of the greatest times of my life. I'm just gonna share a little piece of it with you guys through the books that I bought. We first went to London, then we went to Sheffield, Scarborough, Chester, and then we finished off our trip in Edinburgh, Scotland. And Edinburgh is such a beautiful city that we went to. I won't be able to show off the souvenirs that I got for other people because I already gave them to the people. If you want to see any of the other stuff that I bought in England, please let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see that video. I know I haven't been on here for BookTube in a long time, and I felt like a book haul was a great way to come back and share with you some of my experiences. As always, I will put a link in the description of this video to the Goodreads page for each and every book. The first section of our book buying, our trip, was to London. We stayed in sort of the Waterloo area. We planned out an entire day for buying books. I ended up spending quite a bit of money that day, which was not intentional. I put myself on a book buying ban before going on this trip, blew my budget for the day, which is sort of an understatement. Wade! The 2017 winner for the Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction, Power by Naomi Alderman. This is a sci-fi sort of feminism fiction set in the tomorrow future, as the synopsis says. It is about a world where women suddenly get superpowers and they can cause extreme pain or even death by the snap of their fingers. It's just following a few perspectives. Should be interesting. I was so intrigued by the premise. I was like, I can see where you might go with this, and I could see where things might go a little wrong. I've also heard a few mixed opinions about this based on the execution of the perspectives and where the story goes, so I'm hoping it goes the way I like it. I'll be reading this book soon. A recommendation from another booktuber. She recommended this on her channel. Her name is Jen Campbell. Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. It is a pretty short novella, only 113 pages. So it's a teeny tiny story, basically about two boys and their father, whose mother and wife respectively passed away. It's about their grief and despair when suddenly this crow shows up to their house, refuses to leave until they're better. Crow is kind of mean, it's kind of imposing on their day-to-day life. I'm really excited to read it and get into it, and it's supposed to be very poetic. Heard only great things, and it reminds me a lot of A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. The way the cover is, the way the story is, the magical realism, fantasy, really based in reality. The idea of grief and mourning the loss of somebody close. Poems on the Underground, and it's edited by Judith Chernite, Gerard Benson, and Cecily Herbert. I always wanted to get it more into poetry. Small in size, but not in thickness. Collection of poems on the Underground. So I'm hoping this is good, and I'm hoping some of the poems I at least enjoy. I'm really excited to delve into this one. Speaking of the London Underground by Andrew Emmerson. This is a nonfiction. It's basically just a little introduction. I'm kind of need introducing on the topic. It could be an interesting read. It's short also. Quiet Power, The Secret Power of Introverts by Susan Cain. It's about introverts, how introverts actually help society and they're not just this quiet, timid person. Susan Cain also wrote another book. I think this is like the teen/middle grade version of it. I kind of wanted to buy the adult version and I thought this was what it was, but it actually wasn't. I'm I'm okay with it. Hopefully this is just as good as the original. I definitely am an introvert. Bluets by Maggie Nelson. This was also came recommended by Jen Campbell. It's basically about the historical, emotional, and cultural connotations of the color blue and what the word blue actually means, which I find interesting. It's also very short as well. There's a lot that can be said about the color blue. Weird things customers say in Bookshops by Jen Campbell. It is basically what it says on the cover. It's weird things customers say in Bookshops. And I read it in one sitting and it was great. I think I read a bit of the blog it was based on a while before I read this, so like a few years ago. Really funny also. I found myself laughing and trying to make other people laugh by sharing quotes from it. They don't understand because they're not book lovers and they're not like librarians or want to be booksellers or anything like that. I just find some of it ridiculous and some of it, oh my gosh, why would they say that? So it was great. I gave this about 4 stars, and I also hope to read more of Jen Campbell's works. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I love the UK cover, so that's why I got it. This book is a fantasy, 2 villains in a contest for just being awful. They're sort of at war with each other and they're trying to like have revenge against each other or something like that. I don't know the whole synopsis and I don't want to know. It sounds really cool. I haven't read anything by V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab before, so hopefully I find some of her books interesting and this could be an option of where to start. This book I'm excited to read. Yes, I'm smelling it. It smells really good. Nemesis by Brendan Wright. This is a YA mystery thriller sci-fi sort of deal. It's basically set around this girl who, since she was 8, she gets murdered by this dude, and then a couple hours later she wakes up and the evidence is gone and there's no way that anyone believed her that she died, but she did. She remembers it. It happens every 2 years on her birthday. Really interesting, and it also has sprayed edges. It's so cool. And yeah, so I'm excited to read this one when I'm in a sort of spooky mood. If you hear any meowing in the background, that's just my cat. She's just wanting in and I'm like, he's just gonna meow. That's just what's gonna happen and I'm not gonna pay attention to you. The Hunchback of Notre-Dame by Victor Hugo. The Hunchback of Notre-Dame is my favorite Disney movie. I really wanted a copy of the actual work it was based on. I know generally what happens, but I kind of want to get more info and read a classic and all that good stuff. And this edition is the Macmillan Library edition or something. It has like gold gilded edges, a little dust jacket, and a bookmark. So it's a cute little thing that I could carry around or just keep pretty safe in a collection of some sort. The Tales of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Cute. It's so just adorable. I love Beatrix Potter and just her imagination, her art. Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This is the Penguin Essential Reads edition. I find it really cool. It's really creepy. It's like classic Pulp Fiction sort of Eve. I've seen the movie of Clockwork Orange. Some people are a little mixed on it. This is like a modern-ish classic. I am excited to read this. The Wicked and the Divine. This is the 5th volume in the Wicked and the Divine series. The volume is called The Imperial Phase Part 1. I haven't read the other volumes. I'm trying to collect the available issues so I can just blow through them and not get stuck on any cliffhangers. This is a thick, hefty issue. So I am super excited. Basic premise of The Wicked and Divine is every 90 or so years, 12 gods are reincarnated. People hate them. They're jealous, which is really cool. So I like the premise, and there's lots of LGBTQIA+ representation in this, supposedly. So I'm excited for that. Rick and Morty Volume 1. This is the graphic novelization of the popular TV series. Rick and Morty, if you don't know, is this adult cartoon that you have to see to believe what goes on. And it's fun, it's wild, it's just worth a watch. The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil by Stephen Collins. This is about a beard that's basically evil, and the art style is very lax and macabre. Just eerie almost, and I really like it. Haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna eventually go on like a graphic novel reading binge. The Story of My Tits by Jennifer Hayden. It's signed like so, and it is basically about this woman and her breasts, and basically she gets diagnosed with breast cancer, and it's all about her experience with that. So it's a graphic novel memoir. It's interesting because I want to learn a lot more about breast cancer and survivors of breast cancer, and I thought this would be a great way to start. Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. These are vintage classics editions, and I think they're beautiful, and I can't wait to get the other one, that sort of like pretty gorgeous. And they also have French flaps, which is the flaps like this. And the inside, oh, I didn't even look at the inside. So beautiful. And I've always wanted to read more of Virginia Woolf and get more introduced into Virginia Woolf. So if you have any recommendations for any Virginia Woolf books, they would be greatly appreciated. So I'm probably going to start with these ones because these are the ones that I have. Where is it?
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you.
Oh, it's right here. Third recommendation by Kate File from Kate File on BookTube, and that was I Am a Cat, Sōseki Natsume. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cue the cat meow. So this is basically a all-in-one volume of this story from the perspective of a cat, and it's pretty famous, and it's supposedly like amazing, so I'm really excited to get into it. Suede, you need to stop meowing, please. Matilda by Roald Dahl, which I've already read, gave 5 stars. I wish I would have read it as a kid. It's like, it's me. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Ange. Is that how you pronounce her name? I hope so. It's basically a sci-fi children's classic, and I'm like here for it. Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. This is a book about mental illness and about a girl who self-harms. I don't know too much else about this book, but I hear it's really, really well done. Turns of... Oh my god, my cat just opened my door. Suede! Sweet. Yeah, so okay, you're allowed to be in here, but you're not allowed to meow. You're not allowed to meow, sweetie. So that's basically all I know about this. I'm Suede. Suede, please stop. So this is basically all I know. This is basically all I know about this novel. I hear the rep is really good, but I'm gonna read it for myself. But if you have read this book and have any thoughts, non-spoilery thoughts on it, please let me know below. Following Mercury by Woleta Greg. It's a Polish translated novel about, has a really weird synopsis, but I'm intrigued nonetheless. It's short. The Summer That Melted Everything in this gorgeous edition by Tiffany McDaniel. It's a kind of a historical fantasy novel around this heat wave that happened in America that was brought on by the devil. That premise alone is very interesting to me, and I'm really excited to get into it. And the cover is just gorgeous. Just look at that cover. Isn't that pretty? Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. This is the book that was eventually turned into the movie with Tom Hanks and a bunch of other people. I think it was Tom Hanks. Was it Tom Hanks? I don't know. Book is told from 6 perspectives that reincarnate through history. That's basically all I know about it, but the cover is gorgeous. I love this edition. I wanted this edition for so long. Finally got it. Homegoing by Gyasi. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. 6 or 7 generations of African women based around the start of 2 sisters, one who becomes a slave and one who does not. So it's just the history and all the generations leading up to now. And the cover is really pretty, and it's supposed to be really good and just empowering. So I'm hoping it lives up to my high expectations. And just on the inside, look at So I think that concludes the London section of my book haul, and now I'm getting into the Sheffield / Chester / Scarborough because I didn't buy any books in Edinburgh. Simon and the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This book is about Simon, and he's gay, and nobody else in his life knows that he's gay, but he instant messages / emails this guy named Blue that goes to his school, but that's basically all he knows about him. And things ensue, and it's just a fluffy YA contemporary, and I'm interested. We Are All Completely Beside Ourselves by Karen Joy Fowler. This is a sort of family drama mystery that I am intrigued by. The synopsis, I don't know very much about it, and I don't kind of want to know anything about it. Cover is a nice yellow, and it's not that big, so hopefully I find it interesting. I've been loving like family dramas lately, so should be good. The Shining Girls by Lauren Bukes. I read Broken Monsters by Lauren Bukes. I'll insert a picture somewhere. I read it on audiobook. It was great. I loved it. Really excited for this one as well. It's a thriller, mystery, creepy, loving it. Great for October. I'm gonna find a time to read this big honkin' book. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, guys. Oh, and I also have postcards in it. I didn't realize. I'll just show you. I was looking for these. Oh my god. I had these postcards in this book so they wouldn't get ruined. Look at this. A little taste of what I got in England. This is art by Gemma Correll. This is Rosie Riveter, but as a pug. So cute. And this is I forget what this painting is called. I think it's just called Crabs by Van Gogh. It's a pretty National Gallery of England portrait thing. It's great. It's beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite Van Gogh paintings. It's just so cool. I just find it so cool. Who knew? Crabs. The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torr. This is a book about a cam girl who has like an urge to kill. It's like a thriller mystery. Another one of those eat 'em up and just devour and be scared books. So I'm excited. I've heard mixed things also about this book, which I'm kind of wary of, but hopefully I like it. If not, it's just going to the library. So You by Caroline Kepnes. This is a book told in the second person about this guy who stalks this woman, and it's kind of creepy and stuff, and I've heard also mixed things about this. I'm gonna give it a try for myself though. The Poems of the Great War, 1914 to 1918. This is published by Penguin, and it's just basically poems about the Great War, and it includes In Flanders Field by John McCrae, which I love that poem so much, and it's just like a Canadian staple, so I'm excited it's in this collection. So that is it, finally, for my UK book haul. I hope you enjoyed it and got some recommendations. What are some of the books that you bought recently? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't bought any books recently, what is your dream vacation and why? Thanks for watching. Please like if you liked it, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys when I post my next video, which will hopefully be soon and not like, 3 months, 4 months away. Be safe. Love y'all.
Hi, I'm reading Arsenal.
That's so going in my video.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted.
Okay. Goodbye.
I'm wasted, my heart grows heavy. Don't taste me